Oh man, when I hear that theme song, come on, I'm like, let's go. We about to go conquer the world. And who I'm gonna conquer the world with? These brothers on a block presented by Victory Baptist Church, a church where you belong, a church where you matter, right here in the heart of Dallas at 1600 Pennsylvania. Yes, the same Pennsylvania you can find in DC, but you know where you're gonna find some people in that house that are gonna care about you. And who I got with me to conquer this 1 hour segment, this whole hour, I got with me. I got Jermaine Nation from the Gritty Grove. He up and Adam. He ready. He ready. He just moving. Then I got with me AJ Banks, all the way from Irvin. The Cowboys moved out, but he moved in. And then I got with me. I got Jay Maryland, Mr. Pro Bowler. You don't know Poppy Akala. He can hit you a 300 in 1 minute, and then he can come back and tell you his Baltimore Ravens did lose. But it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. Because he's still going to represent that D-Town, that Detroit North all day. And my name is Pastor Mark, and I'm glad that you're here with us. Thank y'all for being here. As you see, I rep the Chiefs right now. Got my red pockets. No, I look, I got love for the Cowboys, but I got a rep who gonna try to win. I'm tired of losing. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Our first topic is actually on this. What's our first topic? Our first topic, who's gonna win the NFC West, the AFC East and the NFC East. We'll start with the NFC West first. The NFC West. Who's going to win that NFC West? NFC West consists of the 49ers, the Cardinals, the Rams, okay? And then the Seahawks. Who's going to win that? Who's going to win that?
You know, the Cardinals has been looking good.
And Jason, we see you with the fresh cut. It's all good.
I did have a tournament this weekend. I do got to show looking like I belong to somebody. So my pick is the Seahawks. But the Rams did show that Jalen Ramsey can shut down. He still can shut down top talent in the league. Not draw any flags and just do it over a four-quarter stretch. That was pretty impressive to see him shut down Metcalf like that. Cardinals is rolling, but I think Russell and them is going to get it together.
Okay. AJ, you said no.
Yeah, because he is Seahawk.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know what Russell.
Look, that's the Cardinals division. And like Jason said, I agree. The Cardinals are rolling, but one thing I know about the Seahawks is that when it comes down to it, and they back against the line, they don't win. Cowboys put them out twice. They were put out by the Rams before. So when you just look at the Seahawks, I don't think they can beat this Cardinals. They continue to roll and continue to play this way, and I think they will.
What's up, Jermaine?
I kind of agree with AJ. I think that if the Cardinals continue to play the way that they've been playing, I think they, clearly are the team to beat. Like AJ also said.
I'm sorry. That was Russell Westbrook calling in saying, "Stop disrespecting me." Go ahead. I'm sorry.
And so I think that like AJ said, that whenever the Seahawks are, up against the wall, they just don't perform, so I think it's the Cardinals to lose.
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say 2 years ago, they had a different head coach. They fired him after, I believe, 1 year. I feel like, man, how unjust. They hired this guy from Texas Tech who had never won a Big 12 championship or anything like that. And they also bring in Kyler Murray, Kyler Murray is a winner. He won at every place he went to, right? And it's something about that pedigree, right? But then they also gave Kyler Murray. So year two, for some reason, the Texans are led by O'Brien, who just doing what he want to do. He trades probably his second best player and a player he needed for Deshaun Watson and just gave him to the Cardinals. But are we saying the Cardinals are ready to take over that division?
They got the talent.
Yeah,
they got the talent. Okay,
got the talent.
With Hop over there, it actually freed up the opportunity for Christian Kirk to finally get off, and he's been getting off the past 3-4 weeks now. Last year, with him being the number one receiver that was there before they really got anybody, I mean, it was him and Fitzgerald. He couldn't get nothing going. Plus, he was I can't recall if he was a rookie or not last year, but he was new. He was newly into that role, and he sucked last year. But now it's like, man, where's this been at? You know, he breaking out 7-8 catches, 100+ yards a game. He did multiple touchdown games already. That never happened last year, and you got to pay respect to Hopkins. So that's freeing up, all the other receivers. Go ahead.
So let me ask you, Jason, talking to Ben. Ben says Wilson and Metcalf is the number one QB wide receiver connection for the next 5 years coming. Is the problem with Seattle their offense, or is it really their defense?
Defense.
Because what happened yesterday with the Rams have a better defense. The Ram defense can travel. It just can. And they do not. They got an offensive-minded coach. Great. Seattle seems their issue is they don't have a good defense. The Legion Boom has been gone, and their defense is not. I mean, I love fan football when I'm playing Seattle because I know at least you can get points because they don't have a good defense.
Right.
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, you got it.
When Jalen Ramsey shut you down, you ain't the NFL's top dude. Let's just be real. Jalen Ramsey is good, but he's not great.
I mean, Jalen Ramsey not great.
Because when you look at the antics, that take away.
But no,
the dude play with too many antics.
Who else is better than him right now?
As in a DB.
Richard Sherman. They're shutting folks down.
Richard Sherman is still
no way possible.
Richard Sherman ain't shutting down people.
No. Richard Sherman ain't that guy right now. Is what I'm saying. Richard Sherman been getting burned week after week. He getting burned all this year and last year.
So Josh Norman, Byron Jones, former Cowboy.
Wait. Did you say Josh Norman, the one that got muffed in the face by Henry?
So one play can top you from being a top cornerback. Come on, man.
The way he got muffed,
if Lamar Jackson throw an interception or Dak throw an interception or something, do we take away from their greatness?
But I think Jalen reminds me of Deion in some sense. Deion had antics. Deion and Andre Rison fighting. Yes. Deion was nothing but some antics. But Deion, he shuts down half a field. You don't have to worry about him and Deion. And Jalen Ramsey showed himself to me when we played him, and he did that fake like what?
Antics.
When they gave him the flag, it's antics, but it gave them the win. You know what I'm saying? This a pro, and he deserved the money he got. Oh, they said we going in early. I think Ben is just trying to call us out here, but you saying Jalen is okay.
I'm saying he's just okay.
Jalen is better than Josh Norman. And
same level. They say the same level of greatness to me.
Josh Norman hasn't been good since Carolina.
Right.
It ain't Washington defense.
Oh, Ramsey overrated. Oh,
wow.
You got somebody supporting you. You got a supporter there. He says Ramsey overrated. But what did DK do yesterday?
Nothing.
But what's nothing at all?
So was
I would say DK is nice.
Was that all on DK?
Is a DK versus Jalen matchup? Are you saying it's Russell?
You got to put Russell in there too.
I know you don't like Russell. I know he's back in the day
had about 100 yards.
You wanted to be on Sierra. You wanted to date Sierra, and Russell told him.
Neither. I'm just a big Future fan, so I don't like him. But anyway,
Now it comes
Dude could
out.
have had 100 yards if Russ could get the ball to him.
He was trying to get the ball to him.
He was trying.
Yeah, he couldn't get it there because Jalen was in the way.
That Prescott would have put it in there.
Yeah, okay.
Not Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, okay.
Aaron Rodgers would have put it in there.
But also,
Kyler Murray would have put it in there.
But with McDonald in his face.
Yep.
Oh, come on. McDonald is a beast by himself. So that's why him and Jalen are the perfect match. I'm going to rush his quarterback so he can try to go early. I got you on either side. They both give themselves time to do the work that they have. To me, that's the best D tackle and best cornerback in the league.
So Jalen Ramsey is the best cornerback in the league.
I can't think of anybody who's better than him right now.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm trying to think because I know now on the Cowboys. I ain't trying to mention. There's nobody in the NFC East, nobody in the NFC North. I'm trying to really think of who is better than this cat.
Saints got some ballers out there in they DB spot. So
name them. Can't name them.
Cause I don't watch them like that, but I know their numbers.
But I know Aaron Rodgers
Williams.
Aaron Rodgers said, I eat him up. Aaron Rodgers ate him up.
Well, that's my dude. I know he gonna eat regardless.
Okay, so he ate him up. I'm just saying Russell Westbrook is an MVP.
I know Aaron Rodgers.
You coming hard today. Both of them got a Super Bowl each.
Right.
So I'm just saying.
That ain't Russell Super Bowl.
Oh.
That ain't Russell Super Bowl.
Whose Super Bowl is it?
Are you taking
that was the Legend of Boom Super Bowl.
Oh, my.
Okay.
No, Richard Sherman in the Super Bowl.
Oh, my.
Cam Chancellor. Come on, man.
And almost all of them at the league. It's right. All of them at the house with us. They need to go on the show with us.
So what you're saying, AJ, is that they could have had a second string quarterback playing in the Super Bowl and they still would have won.
I believe so.
Wow.
Eagles did it.
Wow.
Nick Foles won that Super Bowl for the Eagles.
Nick Foles definitely was a part of that win. I'm not gonna say
because of that one play, because of that Philly touchdown.
Hey, it was a touchdown.
It was a touchdown.
It was a touchdown. A touchdown, but the defense won that game. Joe Flacco with the Ravens. Joe Flacco didn't win no Super Bowl.
Well, I agree. I don't disagree with that. Because a lot of people forget Connor Kaepernick almost came back. But I'm saying Trent Dilfer, he's in that kind of category. He didn't win it. But Russell, what weapons had they given Russell until now with DK? And Russell's been maintaining this whole team.
Come on, sleep on Tyler Lockett. Don't sleep on Lockett them. Yeah, Russell had weapons.
Okay.
Tyler couldn't get off on a week-to-week basis either before DK showed up. It was nobody. It was nobody else. We had David Moore.
Tyler put us in 100-yard games when DK went third, and last year when he was just a rookie, barely getting his feet wet.
It wasn't on a consistent basis.
Yeah, but I mean, you're right, because that's why they could never get out the playoffs and get out the first round or second round of the playoffs. So
okay, right. Let me come to the next division. I feel like we're gonna be NFC West all out. Because I is okay. Let's talk about the AFC East. Right now, the Patriots' crown has been a little tarnished. Normally, they dominate this division. And let me say this: the Jets, for the first time year, have not lost. They had a bye though, so it is what it is. They had a bye, which means they didn't play. We appreciate you, Ben. We appreciate your ministry too, my brother. So who's gonna win the AFC East?
Who's in the AFC East?
The AFC East. It's the Dolphins. It's the Bills. Patriots. And it's the Jets.
Mine's real quick. I said, I think 2 weeks ago, I said the Patriots is gonna come back and shock it, but I'm changing that. And it's gonna be the Tua show from here on out.
Mm-hmm. Jason, I agree with you 100%.
Ooh,
I would say Miami is a runner up to the Bills, Did y'all see the way what's his name used to play for the Cowboys? Cole Beasley was catching them balls yesterday. One-handed catch.
Cole Beasley went off. I mean, the Bills is a force to be reckoned with, but I like to play defense. So I'm going with the Vegas line. I'm going with the Dolphins.
And the thing with the Dolphins, it's gonna all click.
Because can y'all put some respect on Belichick's name? He beat Baltimore. Was Baltimore not that good?
It was the elements.
Soaking rain. Patriots, they used to playing out there. Bill Belichick is used to coaching in that type of atmosphere. And honestly, I think the Ravens beat themselves. Bad plays, some pass interferences by Pierce. They beat themselves.
Just a sloppy game.
So what you saying? For the first time in over a decade, the AFC East is going to be the Dolphins.
It's crazy, but yeah, I said the same thing. It's crazy, but yeah.
Oh man, I would have. Hey, last year they tanked for Tua, and now they're about to make the playoffs. That's crazy.
Shout out to Brian Flores. And the GM who is over there, good brother, whatever. They got a good little situation. A lot of people thought Tua in that first game might have should have stayed sitting and put
Fitzmagic.
Thank you, Fitzmagic back. But Tua is doing his thing, and I just hate once again because I gotta be honest. San Diego is going to have to let go of Anthony Lynn. I hate to say that, but I gotta be fair. How you keep losing these close games? With the squad you have? Yeah, the Chargers have a squad. They're not getting blown out. So the difference has to be coaching, right?
I think he should have one more year to prove it. I mean, you got your quarterback. He's developing. He's playing. Give him one more year with a preseason for your quarterback, your team to learn. And I think that right now, I think they'll be good. I think they'll be all right.
I feel like that quarterback is nice.
Yeah, he is, but I mean, he's a rookie, so you still have to develop. There's still pocket decisions that he has to make that he not that good at making. So
I think it's crazy what he will be. It will be crazy because he's already looking nice. It's gonna be crazy what he will be.
Yeah.
So everybody put on Dolphins. Okay. So Dolphins, I can ride with that. I ride with the Dolphins, even though I'm saying don't forget about Cam. He's trying. He beat Baltimore. I know y'all said the element, but I still got love for Cam.
They got let me see. They got Myers, the receiver. That's the only receiver that Cam like to target. And you got Harris, who looks good too, running back. Those two connections are rock solid. Cam really just ain't got nowhere else to go.
Nope.
With the ball.
Nope.
I mean, he hit Myers, 9 times a game.
No. Which is why I said they don't got no chance in that division.
Yeah, I look at. I may even hate on Tom Brady. Belichick don't really give you a lot of weapons. It's everybody blue collar, dink and dunk. We're gonna try to outcoach you, hold the ball.
Yep.
So maybe Tom Brady was a lot better than I even thought. But who am I? Okay. Now we're gonna go to my favorite division of losers. Who's gonna win this NFC East?
Sad to say, but the Giants.
Man, I'm pretty sure the producer just shouted in the background.
For y'all don't know, our producer from New York City, Sister Kelly, and we've been some people on here have dog out the Giants in New York and all that. Not me. Really follow with the law. But so you said the Giants, and they look good yesterday versus the Eagles. But I mean, Carter High School they look good against the Eagles too. I'm just saying, the Eagles probably on Craigslist getting the jobs.
Hey, the Eagles beat my squad 23-9. So I mean,
Right, but that's when the dude was throwing the side on. That was terrible. Why did you ever start him? Right. Why was he ever a starter? Why?
Because he thought he was Pat Mahomes.
No, it's a Home Depot job I got for him. He good.
Home Depot.
He didn't help us sell Christmas trees.
What you're saying is the Dallas let me see, a manpower work truck pulled up in the Walmart parking lot on the far end where they be hanging out at. They kind of honked the horn twice. And he stood up looking for work.
This what I'm saying to the Cowboys. If Gilbert was playing 2 weeks ago, they're gonna beat the Eagles.
Yeah.
For you almost to beat the Steelers, I mean, come on, y'all. I mean, that was crazy. So I know you would have beat the Eagles, but your quarterback was so garbage. He's a practice squad if that quarterback. But hey, the Giants without Barkley may win the division. Now, Ben has said, what did Ben say? Ben said, this is what he said. He said that he believes the Washington team, we can't call another team anymore. Washington, Giants, Cowboys, Eagles. He's saying Washington gonna put it out. I can't agree with that. They will give you an L in a minute.
Yeah, I think when it comes down to it, it's gonna be between Washington and the Giants. But I think the Giants, I mean, it's gonna pull out that division this year. It hurt me to say it. But,
what if the Cowboys can, with Gilbert, make a run? It's not that many games.
That's what I was about to say. I mean, they almost had the game against the Steelers, so that tells me that it's still something there. I don't know what it is, but it's still something there. So I wouldn't count the Cowboys out. I really wouldn't.
The only reason why I say we're out, I mean, because one more loss, we really out, and I don't see us wiping the table. Not with Mike McCarthy. Dude, he been out the league. He's just getting back into coaching. I don't see him wiping the table. I mean, not without that.
Not without that. Even in that sorry division.
And I really think that the Eagles are about to beat Jalen Hurts' team.
Yeah,
because they were talking about,
that's some bold. Y'all said some bold stuff today.
I agree with you.
The rookie.
Yeah,
they're gonna put Wentz on the shelf.
Yeah, because they were just saying that. I mean, because of the way that the Eagles have been playing, is this, Wentz's last season in Philly? They also, kind of talked about his, practicing, not practicing well and this and that or whatever. So I think this is about to be Jalen Hurts' team real quick.
Wentz was, you got it.
I mean, because if you give it to Jalen Hurts, you go back to, when they had Michael Vick, you can do different things. Carson Wentz just ain't throwing right. He not staying in the pocket. I mean, dude just terrible.
But that was Michael Vick with Andy Reid. That was also Andy Reid, to me, is still the most underrated coach.
Yeah, but you can go back to those videos and try to kind of pull some of that stuff. And when you look at the characteristics of Vick and Hurts, I mean, they're not too much different besides that pretty quick release that Michael Vick used to have. But
I'm just saying, but please remember Michael Vick. He was such a dominant force in college. Tua wouldn't ever start over Michael Vick, but Tua started over Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts can get Oklahoma to the championship game. I mean, I like Jalen Hurts as a backup, but if you start Jalen Hurts, you're tanking for either the boy from Clemson or you're tanking for the guy from Ohio State.
I don't think so.
Wow.
I don't think so.
Because I think
it's just
why not? Why not? Why not tank? If I'm them, if I'm gonna put Hurts on the shelf, why not tank for one of those two quarterbacks?
Because they win the division right now.
Yeah, it's like we trying to play, even if we get to the wild card round. I think Philly. I think when you look at the coach, I think they really believe in Hurts over Wentz. I think they just really do.
Man, Wentz got paid.
Yeah.
Wentz is enjoying this free ride season that he shouldn't have had. He should have been released. Was it last year?
Correct.
Released.
They
So
should
we're
have kept. They should have kept Foles.
No,
Yeah.
I think they should have, because I mean, what you get the same type of season with either quarterback. At least I'm gonna take the one that got me to the Super Bowl over the one that can't stay healthy.
Wow.
But they let Foles go so Foles can go get his money, and they had Wentz for cheap, so they let Wentz get healed up, bring him back, and put the money into the younger guy, and then they realized that we should have kept Foles, but they said Wentz had a great offseason and he was ready. The Eagles was gonna do things, and the Eagles ain't doing too much nothing.
We said that about Zeke when we paid him all that. Is he worth all that? Is he worth all that money?
I mean, he hasn't been playing like it, lately. But geez.
Hey, AJ, what's up with the knives today?
The dagger man today.
Have Zeke been
AJ like he got time today.
Since he got his money.
Look,
Zeke
AJ
not
the
been
butcher.
the same since he got paid.
AJ the butcher. I don't understand AJ.
You know what? My team losing, so it's like, you know what? Just let it all out. We out of there. So just let it all out.
Zeke, no more feed me. You talking about cut him?
Feed me. I wouldn't feed him. I'll take his food away and give it to Pop.
So let me move from football to basketball. There's some wild stuff happening in the NBA. Chris Paul has been traded from Oklahoma, which we kind of feel like that. I think Oklahoma's about to make a lot of moves. Chris Paul has been traded from Oklahoma to the Phoenix. Yep. There's talk about Harden being traded to the Brooklyn Nets. He has actually got on Twitter within the last couple of hours and said, what about Orlando or Boston? And also Russell Westbrook has been spoken about going to the Clippers. First of all, is the Chris Paul move a move that would get him a championship?
No. Not going to Phoenix.
I mean, but him, Booker,
Payton.
did TJ Warren got traded, right? Or he's still there? But you get the center who's nice.
Yeah, DeAndre Payton.
Yeah, you get him, you get Booker. I want to say TJ Warren was still there. Phoenix did not have a bad bench either, but Phoenix didn't have Booker couldn't put up 60 points a night, and get them to the W all the time. That was really it. They had no other scorer. So I think Chris Paul at least takes away some of the attention from Booker. And if Payton can stay healthy, I like the young team. You know what I'm saying? Old guy out there distributing the ball, getting all them players open. But are they gonna make a run right away? They may not. But then again, they may get some more people too. Chris Paul could be the start of folks, because they got cap. They got a lot of cap.
Okay.
Booker the only one getting paid.
My thing is, like I said, nothing from Chris Paul, and like you said, when you think about Booker and Payton and all those guys, they can ball. And when you look at what Chris Paul did in OKC, just going out there and playing with those young guys, he made them better. But I think that when you look at the guys, those guys are already set in their ways. They're playing their type of basketball. We see what they can do. So it's going to be hard for him to come in and make that same impact that he made in Oklahoma with a bunch of guys, rookies and second round picks, and a lot of guys that didn't start, the previous year.
Okay.
So it's a different situation, different environment.
And I think the best fit for Harden probably would be like maybe a Boston, because they have stars there, but they don't have I think with time, Jason Tatum will be the guy, but they don't have the guy right now. So I think he could come in and be the guy. But I think if he went to Brooklyn or whatever, that would be the same thing of having LeBron and Curry together.
Right.
It's just like you got KD, you got Irving, and then you're gonna add him. Like, yeah, that would be.
And remember, D'Antoni is the assistant head coach up there.
Oh yeah.
With Steve Nash, who's the head coach. But D'Antoni is his assistant.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't work. Somebody would get cut, like physically cut.
I think it'll work in Brooklyn.
It'll be like a Latrell Sprewell.
I think if he go to Brooklyn, it'll work. I think that's not the only place Harden can go where it'll actually work. Will be Brooklyn.
Okay, because I'm saying in Boston they still got Kemba Walker. Kemba Walker did good for him. I don't think that's any. Well, I mean, you got Kemba. I guess you put Harden next to Kemba. Then you got Jason Tatum. I just don't know how that all flows. I agree with AJ. I want to come to Jason. I agree with AJ. I think they're just going to score. They're going to run, and just score. There ain't not going to be a lot of defense. They're going to score 150 a night.
It's going to be like the All-Star game.
Right? Yeah. You're going to have to outscore them. It's going to be tough to outscore.
Especially in the East.
I mean, they got huh? Yeah, I mean, Brooklyn. Oh yeah, Brooklyn most definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't have too much to add to that because I mean that's the team. The team right now is you got Dinwiddie who was balling last season. I mean he was the star, pretty much scorer of the team. I forget who else. Brooklyn has some, they have some players. They have a lot of perimeter players that can score the ball well. I mean, they weren't out a lot of games. Well, not the COVID season. I guess that would be the season before last. But even with KD back, is Kyrie not? What's Kyrie's situation? Is he healthy?
He will be at the start of the season, but like I said,
Kyrie always put on somebody's bench for a little bit.
So it's going to be interesting to see the chemistry there, but the defense, there's no dominant defensive players on the squad. And they will be running and gunning, all night long, but. I mean, the ball can't go around enough between them people. I mean, Kyrie ain't got no problem distributing the ball, but if you're talking about adding Harden out there with KD and all that, I mean, both of them shoot first, pass second. So, that's going to be interesting.
Right.
I mean, you'd have 3 alpha males on one team.
With D'Antoni trying to manage that. D'Antoni, because Steve Nash is not the head coach. That's D'Antoni. Mm-hmm. D'Antoni's the head coach. Steve Nash is the face. So, and really, Brooklyn's gonna be interesting. I know we ain't talking about the Knicks. So Brooklyn's gonna be an interesting discussion. Ain't nothing to talk about the Knicks.
Yeah, ain't nothing to talk about them.
Ain't nothing to talk about. So I mean, but you never know. Maybe a little baller, LaMelo. Might drop. I don't think he's going to drop that much, but maybe he might drop. And his daddy wants him to go play for the Knicks. I think that's what his daddy said.
Or Detroit.
Or Detroit. I don't know why his daddy want to go to Detroit. You can't do all that mess in Detroit. All that showboating.
Yeah.
You got to bring the game in Detroit.
I think that's the 2 teams he picked is 2 teams that are in dying need of a point guard, a true point guard. You definitely don't have one with is it Dunn? It's not Dunn. Who's the Knicks point guard?
He's got from Dallas. He still got that point guard from Dallas. Right. What's that dude we drafted?
Dennis Smith.
Dennis Smith Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, you got
all he was that dude.
Frank Ntilikina, whatever how you pronounce it.
Yeah, he'll baller too when he stay healthy.
When he stay healthy. The only person I like is Elfrid Payton. out of those guys, and he still ain't no guy that's going to lead no team. So yeah, I mean,
Nah, he ain't even a starter.
If you put the ball LaMelo there, then yeah, it will be his team. Same way with Detroit, because once they got rid of Reggie Jackson, Ish Smith is not no leader, no true point guard, too small, and yeah, both of those work.
Yeah, but I really feel like, and we might jump to the next topic, but I feel like Daddy Ball did not want LaMelo going to Golden State. That's a strong organization. He's not going to be able to wild out like he wants to. Like, he got shut down by the Lakers, and then basically, I'm tired of all this. Y'all getting shipped to New Orleans. So in New York, he will be like a king. He will feast on that because it's a weak organization. But Golden State, you're not going to be able to do that. But LaMelo, that's probably the best for him. He will learn so much by being that organization, by having true veterans, a championship team. I mean, he could become a great superstar by being with Golden State. But hey,
Daddy looking at the market, New York market, what third on the list as far as like attention, endorsements, and all this stuff. So I mean, if he definitely goes to the Knicks, his face all over New York City immediately. So endorsements crazy. Detroit not so much from the market, market wise, but it still would be his team, and then they would be built around him.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be, and the NBA season will start December 22nd. The end of the NBA draft
is this Wednesday.
This Wednesday. So I think that's gonna be exciting to see who does what. I know LaMelo does not want to go to Minnesota. He don't want to do that. Nobody's trying to do that. Minnesota in the wintertime is not the best place.
So what you're saying is that New York is a better option than Minnesota.
For LaMelo, I would say definitely. Now, team-wise, Minnesota has ingredients. But I'm saying, you talking about, okay, I can be the star and make money. I mean, I even look at Stephon Marbury. I saw his documentary.
That was a good one.
It didn't go well in New York all the time, but it helped to launch him to China. And he probably made more money because he went from New York to China than he ever could just being in New York or being just in Minnesota. So I really think that New York move, I don't think he's going to drop. The Knicks have the 9th pick. I mean, he dropping like that, something really happened in the interviews.
Or the Knicks could trade up.
Yeah. Hopefully it makes some. I want the Knicks. I feel like the NBA is better when the Knicks are in the good conversation. We're not talking about throwing out Charles Oakley. We're actually talking about being in the arena, making that arena what it's supposed to be. And I would love for the Knicks to make moves. Love for them to make. I love for them to get LaMelo. I love for that. I don't know if that's gonna happen. But Wednesday, big Wednesday, everybody. Please tune in for that. Sister Circle. Now, can I get to a touchy issue? Is that right? If I get a little touchy? Why do men, and I know we only got a little bit more time, why do men struggle to go to church? Got 4 brothers here. Got people here on the line. Why do men struggle to go to church?
What? I think environment. I would say environment. Okay. The man that, if you grow up in a certain area, you haven't been to church, you don't go to church, and let's just say you meet, this woman that's been in the church and everything, and she tries to pull you in. It's a struggle because it's just not natural. It's not natural to you. You're not used to going. And then on the top of that, once you have gone through so much in life, you're like, okay, will church really fix this? Or if I start going in and I start, believing and get all involved, will my life actually change? And a lot of men are just stuck in that environment that they don't believe that going could change it. So it's like I'm only going just to please this person, or because she want me to go, or because maybe I want the kids to go. So to me, and then just having friends that struggle going to church. I just believe that that's one of the issues. It may not be a top issue, but I know it's one of them. Just from hearing what I've heard from like some of my friends and other people like that.
That's solid, Jermaine.
I think that church in general, not speaking about one specific church, but church in general is not a judgment-free zone. So like AJ said, men, a lot of men have been through a lot of things, have done a lot of things, and so they're like, okay, is this really going to help my situation? And then also, in going to church, I mean, I think in having a true relationship with God, you have to submit at some point. And so a lot, I wouldn't say all men, but I think there are a good amount of men that have this attitude of, the woman should be submissive. So if the woman should be submissive, then, I don't have to be submissive. And so in order to have a relationship with God, you have to submit at some point. And so, not wanting to relinquish that, that power that they think they have. So they just don't go.
That's good. Yeah.
Come on, y'all hitting nuggets. Come on, Jason.
Right. So my non-conventional answer is you didn't grow up going to church. The family around you wasn't going, talking about it, doing it, etc. There was no desire to go because you weren't going as a kid growing up. So as you become an adult, a young adult, into an adult, unless other people around you are going or something that you're involved in happens to pull you to the church, like there is no desire to go, and it's like, well, hey, don't you believe in God? Yeah, I believe, I pray, I do all this. I'm still not going, and then the reasons for why they don't want to go is, I wouldn't say it's foolish, but I mean, to a person who goes to church on a regular basis, it's like, man, that don't make no sense. Some of the answers they give you on why they don't want to go, besides, I ain't got the time, or I just can't get with, all the hooping and hollering and this and that. It'd be reasons that don't make, that much sense. But you ain't never you ain't never consistently went. So it's almost like, trying to talk somebody into something new, activity or something, or taking a shot of something that you don't know what it is. And just drink it, man. Trust me. I don't know, man. I don't know what that is. Like, I've invited folks out, at times back in the day, and I've had one person show up, had a great time, broke down crying during the sermon, and felt like he was talking, straight to me, like he followed me around all week and wrote the sermon. I had somebody else show up and was like, yeah, man, I tried it out, but I'm good. Ain't come back. I ain't seen him since. But I really think it starts at the house. And if you don't catch them before they get to high school, if they don't see something consistent, whether you was taking the kids with you or not, if they know that grandma was always going to church, daddy was going to church, they more likely to try it. But yeah, like it takes life-changing situations to bring somebody in. To me, in my opinion, once they get beyond, high school, like it's somebody else going through something. Hey, come support me. Yeah, I don't want to ramble too much about it, but it's the elephant in the room.
And if I could say one more thing, just to piggyback on what Jason have said, a lot we as men also have to be careful of the example that we set towards young men, because if I'm going to church every Sunday, but then you leave.
Oh no!
And all your friends see you doing, same thing they're doing. So it goes back to, why should I go to church when you're doing the same thing that I'm doing and you're going? So just have to, as men, we still have to watch out the reputation that we portray to other young men, because that can deter them away as well.
And I think that we have to give men something to belong to. I think that a lot of times it's just, okay, come hear the word and we want you to change, but there's really not a whole lot there at some churches that will grab him and say, okay, this is where you belong, we want you to be here, and so if you don't have that caveat in the beginning, like, yes, Jesus is the message and this is what we want you to have, this is why we want you to be here, but there has to be something else, I think, in front of that to grab that man and keep him, you know, and to initially grab him and say, okay, this is where I want to be at.
Right. And answer to a question of how do you get men involved in church? What I had an organization that I used to call Man Up. And what we used to do, I took it to the pastor of my former church, and I was like, hey, we need to do more things inside church that make men feel like they belong. So what we started doing was after church, we would have like watch football inside the church. You know, there was, you know, just a fellowship, or on Saturdays, we would try to go hang out and just try to minister to each other, just so that you can at least try to get people to come in. Like, hey, we had a good time on Saturday. It may not have been what I expected. We may have not talked about what I expected, but let me go to church and just see, you know, what's really going on in there. So I think it starts with outreach. We have to reach young man in order to even get them to pull in, and that starts with catering to some of the activities that men love doing or enjoy doing.
So let me just say this. I'm very happy about what. So these are all men. For those that don't know, men that go to Victory Baptist Church. I'm so happy about what they say because it's honest. We have I think every church has a issue, and you can go in the Bible. And I mean, shoot, Jesus at his cross was one dude. The other dude ran. But all the way up to today, I think that we're not intentional about reaching out to folks, period. But especially not men. Because we'll talk about our women and their children. So that's why we have all these children activities, so that the women can come in and do certain things. But the stuff for, like you said, about for guys, you know, we'll do it here and there, and if it's not successful, we're like, just forget about it. It doesn't matter. And I think we had to keep trying, and we have to. Well, that's why I appreciate this show, because I know us getting here on a Monday, you've been working all day. You like, man, I'm tired. You ready? I mean, you ready to go eat? Some of y'all gonna eat after this. I appreciate y'all because somebody said, why are y'all doing this? I said, this is so we can minister to men in the place that they're at. You know, it's just that simple. And we gotta be innovative at times and intentional in all that we do so that we can reach a brother where they're at. So that's why I appreciate y'all three guys. And I'm just saying, I'm proud that I can say I pastor y'all, but I really co-labor with y'all. I'm just working with y'all. So it's amazing what y'all are doing. How you doing, Sister Tiana? You need to come on back to Dallas. Anyway, over in that North Carolina. Anyway,
and I think if I can add this real quick, I think that like, you know, everyone has said that, you know, you have to be intentional. Like, you know, men really need someone that is going to walk with them. You know, when they enter that, the moment that they enter that church, you identify someone that's going to walk with that man, that is going to, you know, text him, you know, call him, invite him out to the stuff, and just be really intentional about it. I think that's what it's about, is really having just somebody there to walk with him. I'm not going to judge you, you know, for what you've done, you know, what you may currently be doing. I just want you to show up. You know, if you show up, we have something for you.
Yeah.
But also, I think, Jermaine, and also have room for grace. I feel you on that judgment side. You're right, but sometimes we don't judge them. But hey, we don't give you so much rope. Come on, give them grace. Because when I mess up, when I don't want to come, when I want to watch a Cowboy game, and I use some sorry excuse, I can't turn my back on you. I gotta still walk, like you said, that journey with you. So, and I like that. Can I tell AJ? AJ, I like that man up idea.
Yeah, like I said, it was an organization, you know, that I used to do. Got kind of sidetracked, but yeah,
okay, we can bring it
out on that level. Yeah, because the thing is,
you didn't bring that to Victory yet, so I'm ready.
Because a lot of time with men in the church, we do things with men of the church,
right.
The guys that are actually in the church,
right.
And we're already in church. So yeah, we're fellowshipping and we're getting to know each other, but we're missing out on that ministry purpose.
Right.
So when you start inviting other guys, hey, we going, to a basketball game, or we going to just watch a football game together at somebody's house. You have to start inviting those guys that we wouldn't expect to go to church. Well, hey, this is a football game. Let's go here. And once they get there, the conversations are different. We're not listening to rap music. You're not drinking, watching the game. You're watching the game. You're talking spiritual. You're letting a lot of stuff out out of your heart. So, like I said, yeah, it was a good thing. It was a good ideal, and it got a lot of men.
Do you believe, AJ? Now I'm coming to you, Jason. AJ, the bond that we have, we've now traveled together. We've done the show. We've done a lot of things together over a span. We did the Oklahoma trip 2 years ago, or 3 years.
What, 2017?
Yeah, 3 years ago. Yeah,
3 years ago. So, for 3 years, we've been walking this journey to get to this point.
Right.
Why? And now maybe I'll come to Jason. Is why in the church we don't put that kind of investment in relationships, especially when it comes to men?
Well, to cap off my last answer, I used to do a men's group similar to this call here when it was in person, and we would get together once a week. It'd be like 15 guys, teachers in a circle. And we just touched on life, like life, everything but sports, basically. You know what I'm saying? We touched on, and big roundtable discussion, getting guys to open up. And somewhere, a part of the segment would be also speaking about things that were going on in the church and activities the church was also doing. So even though you're showing up for, the men's group on a Wednesday or whatever, we're also speaking about cleaning up the community on Saturday. And we're speaking about some other things going on. And then you start getting folks showing up because they like the fellowship that we had on Wednesday. We weren't attacking you with, the Bible. This wasn't Bible study, but there were quotes, being made. There were references being made, tying things into real life. And I think, some of the guys were actually relating, like they can relate to when you tie it into something that they currently are going through, whatever walk they walk in, you grabbing something from the Bible and you just rewording it to make it sound 2020. Updated. And like the guys was, it was eating it up. And then they start showing, some start showing up on Sunday, and some wouldn't show up on Sundays, but then they show up for the activities such as like cleaning up the neighborhood and all of that, just because they left away on the Wednesday, the Wednesday talk, feeling like they were full, like they actually had substance, like they had something that was of value leaving out of there. And you start to get feedback, man. Hey, look, last week, we touched upon this. I was actually, going through that very same thing. I didn't say it all, but somebody else said, it hit the nail on the head, and that made me do some things different. But moving on beyond that, repeat. Why the men struggle going to church? So they struggle because once I go back to. Once you become a man, you get into that age of life. You're looking for other people to walk with you at that point, because some people it's unknown territory. I mean, you hear, hey, look, let go and let God, get yourself to the Lord, etc. It's like, well, how do I do that? How do I get involved? Where do I go? If I don't have anybody around me, that's in my circle, talking, it's hard. It's hard to pull guys in. If they can't see it, that they can't see it. I hear you talking it, but if I don't see that magical happen in my life right now, I'm gonna figure this out. I've been figuring it out for 30, 40 years. I'll figure it out. Nah, brother, you ain't got to walk alone. But sometimes it's tough. It's tough. They want to see somebody that they know, or have trust in. I just my 2 cents.
Yes.
Man,
consistency.
Go ahead. Consistency. Okay.
And consistency, like when you're bringing somebody in, it can't be for like 2 or 3 Sundays. As men, we have to make. So if that person do start slipping up, hey, what's going on? In your life that we can help out with. Is there anything that what's going on? Because it opens that communication and say, well, maybe the church do care. So let me get back to church because they might be the only people in my life that care right now.
Mhm.
So and that can come from one person that can affect that whole church by that person saying, you know what, if this person cares, he goes to church. This church cares. This church loves me because this person is a vessel from this church. So it's just consistent. You have to stick with it. Like for me, I text friends every Sunday. They say, "Oh, I can't go to church this Sunday." The next Sunday, and it comes back to push, or you can watch on live. Well, the football game on or whatever. Well, you can watch on live before the football game come on. So it's just a consistent to try to show guys that hey, we care and we want you guys to do better. We want you to be man of God. It's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a daily struggle, but I can walk there with you. I may be just a little bit farther ahead in my journey, and we can pull each other up. And you may know something that I don't know that can help me. So the biggest thing is just being consistent because you never know. You just never know.
Right. And I, like AJ, was saying, I think there's a stigma on the church that everyone that attends church is perfect somehow. And I think that as a church, we have to be vulnerable with these people and let them know that, you know what, some of your struggles, I have the same struggles, or this is how I struggle and this is how I overcame the struggle.
Amen.
To let them know that we are real people too. It's like, we're saved, but we're real people too. And we've gone through some things, have been delivered from some things, and this is what God has done for me. God can do the same thing for you. And so I think we have to be at some point vulnerable with these men when they come in to say, you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect before you come to to church. That's what Jesus died for, is because we're not perfect. And so I think that once we share that message with them and are willing to make ourselves vulnerable, I think it might be easier for them to come to church and stay there.
Yeah.
And like back in the day, there was also a stigma that you had to be, suited and booted when you stepped in the church. I mean, I know I had to dress up every Sunday, and as you get older, hey man, look, come on, come on Sunday. I ain't got nothing to wear. I ain't gonna come in there like this, and that's one excuse to back out. But something else that completely on the other side that goes a long way when they actually do show up is they're greeted by everybody. Everybody's asking, how was your week? I'm saying, hey, you good? etc. After the sermon's over, the pastor may happen to come by and get a word. He asking the same questions. Saying, hey, you good? And like those small talks, like you'd be surprised how many folks don't get that on a day in, day out basis. Just a hello, hey, how you doing? How was your day? Folks go, out. They go days, weeks, without somebody having a saying a proper greeting in their direction and actually asking how are they doing, how you feeling, anything you want to talk about off in private. It ain't got to be in front of everybody. Like making them feel comfortable, make them welcome. You can lay it on the line and not be judged in here. Ain't nobody judging you in here. I'm pretty sure I can tell you something to shock you too. And that's also ways I've seen folks get comfortable. But it's you got to get them to show up to be able to reach them in that manner.
Lot of nuggets, y'all. So let me say, look, I ain't even really said that much. These brothers are guruing in front of y'all. I'm just so proud and happy. We got 1 minute left. I want to say this. Sister Circle will be this Wednesday at 7:00. Sister Circle will be bringing in someone to talk about finances. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But they're going to get into the dirty. And then 2 weeks from now, on a Wednesday, they're going to bring in a doctor to talk about women's health and so forth. Credit scores, thank you. Credit scores, I appreciate you. Get your credit score up, but not that fly-by-night stuff, but really talk to y'all about how you could, everybody got that hustle. I got your credit score, like, baby, you couldn't do stuff too in high school. Why you up here telling me about my credit score? So this is going to be a real person to talk about credit score from a bank perspective, and also then 2 weeks from now, a doctor going to come in. So Victor trying to load you up, trying to get you where you want to be, and I appreciate these brothers from being here. If you're looking for a church home, you can check us out. Check us online right now. You can see us on YouTube or Facebook. and you can see our full service. Get your worship on. And on Sunday, we are Facebook Live and in person. We'd love for y'all to join us. Love for y'all to join us. And especially if you are a man without a church home, I'm going to tell you, I guarantee you, and I promise you, my word, my name, we will walk with you through the journey of life. No matter where you are not too far wherever you've been. And you're not too far from the walk with us or walk with you. Okay? I appreciate y'all. Y'all have a great day. Brothers, give them a salute. And we'll see y'all next Monday with more great topics and more great discussion. Appreciate y'all. Walk in victory.